But my boss, he's the only one that can actually ticket somebody.
Yeah. That question wasn't in the. So how did you become involved in the 1 in 5 documentary?
Well, I was part of the leadership committee, and I was the chairman of the leadership committee, and so they was asking people did they want to be involved in 1 in 5. And they told us what 1 in 5 was about, and I said yes, I would like to try it. So I tried it.
Well, that involves opening up your life a lot. Did you have concerns about?
Oh yeah, I had many concerns, but I have in a way had been doing that a little bit by little bit anyway. I've not only discussed it with my family, but I had discussed it with all my friends and everything. And a lot of people had begun to notice, they noticed that I was with mental health, and they asked me, what's going on? Why you go there? And I would answer them, I said, yeah, I'm bipolar, and I have the issues that I must work on, and that I'm glad to be there.
And I think it helps our people in general to be able to see somebody else who has this problem, say, hey, this guy's doing okay, and it's not all that different from me. What was your reaction when you saw the 1 in 5 program that you did?
Oh, the first time I saw it, I was so pleased. I got a real great feeling that I had accomplished something that I had wanted to do, because when the first question they asked me when they first interviewed me for mental health was, what do you want to do with your life? I said, help people.
Yeah.
And my therapist back then said, expand on that. What do you mean by help people? I said, I just want to help people. And then this way, I did learn how to help people. And I did quite a bit, through working with Second Economic Community Health with other people. That's why I felt like I could open up, and I'm helping a whole lot of other people understand that mental illness is something that we all have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. When you're interviewing to go to medical school, one of the questions they ask, why do you want to do this? And the answer, in my opinion, is to help people.
Right.
By the way, what did your family and your friends think when they saw the program?
Well, my immediate family, they were a little concerned because I was talking about myself, but they got seen it and they thought, well, maybe this is good for him, But my friends, they all seem to be overjoyed because they always wondered, why Johnny reacted like this, or how did he react? Why did some things happen to Johnny that we all didn't see? Mm-hmm. They didn't know the background of the bipolar illness, and then now I don't have to just tell them, hey, I'm bipolar. They can look at the picture, the documentary, and they see that what I explain about my life and what I went through since the age of 19, that this is all part of me.
Yeah. And gives them something that they can identify with if they have a problem, to or a friend or a family that has a problem.
Right.
I got some questions for you too, Mark.
Sure. By the way, I was just going to expand a little bit upon what Johnny was just saying. I think a lot of people, when you say, what are the reactions of family and friends, the people generally that we're closest to in our lives, family and friends, a lot of them, or at least in my case, have known. I'm a recovering alcoholic, struggling with those issues, and being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and have been in the hospital twice. My closest family members and closest friends know that. But a lot of people that know me just in general in the community, maybe somebody that had seen me in a play at Pit and Balcony, people that knew me from my other work before or work at County Mental Health, when they only see you in one setting, or when they see you when you're doing well, and people know me as a person who was visible in the community and had seen me, would never have guessed that I was a person who had been hospital twice, who struggled with depression for weeks, only getting out of bed to get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and just, they can't imagine that those things exist side by side. We think that people are one thing or another. Either a person is completely collapsed and needs to be taken care of and medication, and you're the sick person, or you're a person who's high achieving and can work a job and can pay your own bills and live by yourself. And actually those can exist side by side at different times in your life, depending upon whether you've gotten the health that you got. And
this is part of the message I think we want to get out here with this program, and in general with the Mental Health Authority.
Sure.
So what exactly do you do over at Saginaw?
My job, I'm a customer services advocate. I work in the Department of Customer Service and Recipient Rights at Saginaw County Mental Health. A large part of what I do in the customer service office is answering the phones, handling the window when people come in, helping to direct them, doing the mail, some assorted things. I also organize a series of classes called Learning Links, which are classes for consumers. We do them twice a month, and they come and get information. Might be about health or mental health issues, or might be something very general. Next month we're making holiday gift cards.
Oh, so how did you become involved in 1 in 5 then with your background? It sounds like a natural.
It was. You know, when Ms. Lindsay had the grant proposal written, I don't think there was, I wasn't even on the radar screen, might not even have met her at that point when she started thinking about it. But when I came on board at County Mental Health, and given my background with video production, they brought me in, as well as Johnny, during the scripting phase when she was working with our producer, Rick Mixter, and we should really take a second to thank him for the very high professional production levels and skills that he brought to this project. And Rick sat down with us, and after he had written his draft of the script, given the information that he had assembled, he wrote a script. We sat down and gave our input into it to make minor and small adjustments. Then at some point somebody asked me, well, would you be considered narrating it? Because somebody has to narrate it. I'd done a lot of on-camera work in my video production days. I said I'd be happy to do it. And then that's where Rick got the idea for saying, if you're comfortable with this, he wrote in to the end, I'm not sure whether I suggested that I could mention it or something, but at the end of the program, I mentioned that I'm not just the narrator of the program. A lot of people struggle with getting help and don't get help, but I did. And a lot of people have told me that it gives a really nice twist at the end because they've watched me through the entire program. And again, it's this whole thing of thinking, oh, this is a media personality from the town, a person who's very talented and has all these skills. And then it says at the end, no, but I've struggled with this too. And they said that really draws people in and allows them to see that it's not just the typical person that you see talking to themselves walking down the street, but there's all sorts of people from all walks of life.
I like that, the ability to identify with the people on camera or on the CD, and that brings it home to their lives too. Well, speaking of which, where can people view the program, or how can they get a copy of 1 in 5?
One of the things that we're hoping...
And by the way, what does 1 in 5 mean?
Well, the full title is 1 in 5, Overcoming the Stigma of Mental Illness. And there's a Surgeon General's report that came out a couple of years ago where the Surgeon General estimated that 1 in 5 Americans will suffers from a diagnosed mental illness or developmental disability. And so, or in this case, I think we're discussing just mental illness. 1 in 5 persons will be touched by that in their lifestyle. In their lifetime. Now, it might be episodic depression. It might be something where somebody is going through grief from the loss of a close family member. It might be something that they just need counseling for a short period to get them back on track where they're going through an understandably hard time. It might be a lifelong struggle with a disability. Schizophrenia being one of the more extreme examples where it needs an awful lot of attention. So that's where 1 in 5 comes from. You were asking about how it's available to be seen. In many cases, when this interview program is seen, we hope that it's going to be followed up with an airing of 1 in 5. It also is available in local libraries in Saginaw County. All of the Saginaw City Library branches have a copy of it that can be rented from the media library section. Also, outlying libraries throughout Saginaw County have it offered, and most libraries in Saginaw, if they don't have it, if you go to their library and they don't have it, tell them to call us up and contact us up, and we'll get them a copy of it.
Like calling us, call over